Okay. All right. Legs, low back, balance, and neck. Got it. All right. So we'll find our way to our seat. Cross your legs, and then let's cross them the opposite way today. Since we're talking about legs, let's pay attention to our legs. I think a good way to do that is by crossing a different way because that kind of brings your awareness to that part of your body right away because it feels a little strange. At least it does to me. It might feel completely natural to some of you. So, all right. So we're going to sit here on our pillows, on our blankets, letting our hips lift up, letting our knees drop down. Remember, straight legs is always an option. And then let's find the length in the spine while maintaining the neutral curves. We have such beautiful curves in our spine, and those are there for a reason. So we want to keep those. We don't want to overarch the low back. We don't want to over round the upper back. So this is called a kyphosis when you're leaning forward. This is called a lordosis when you've got too much of a bend in your back, too much of an arch in the low back. Just a couple of things to know. So we don't want a kyphosis, we don't want a lordosis, we want neutral curves, and we want to feel like we're pressing the head right up towards the ceiling, drawing the ears back over the shoulders, and then letting your shoulders and your arms and your hands just relax and be heavy. Maybe close your eyes, maybe just focus your gaze on something. Feel the breath in your body without changing it. So we've all been breathing since we were born, but we'll just look at today. We've all been breathing since we got up today and all through the night without really paying much attention to it. So your breath just kind of flows in and out of your body the way they want to work together. But then we can choose to change the breath. We can choose to take it under our control. So let's do that now. Let's deepen the breath so that we feel the expansion through the belly, through the ribs, through the chest, lifting, opening, expanding, and exhaling. We're letting go. And take your time with the breath. So the breath is not this thing that rushes through our body. It's a thing that takes its time coming in as deeply as we can. And then we let it go. Long and gentle on the exhalation. And hopefully our bodies will respond by letting go of tension and tightness and just that general holding that we do as we maneuver our way through the world. So let go of the holding if you can. Let go of the holding if you can. And draw a deep breath in and a long breath out. The breath becomes our focus, and when we lose our focus, we remind ourselves that we've lost our focus, and we find our way back to the breath. Let's enjoy a couple more long breaths, deep breaths. And then let's create an intention for our practice so that we have some purpose and meaning infused into our practice, that we're here for a reason, that we will receive what it is we are supposed to receive, We'll breathe that in and we'll let that go. Recheck that you've got lots of space through the front of your body, lifted through the heart center. Shoulders are drawn back and relaxed. Take a breath and then exhale your right ear towards your right shoulder. Try to keep especially that left arm relaxed. And then let's inhale to center and exhale the other way. Let's bring it back to the center on an in-breath. Your shoulders have not moved. We'll exhale the chin down to the chest. Let's take the hands, interlace the fingers. We're going to just place them on the back of your head without pushing. Feel that stretch that goes right down in between the shoulder blades. The next time you breathe in, push your head into your hands and let your head rest in the pillow of your hands. If you're opening up your elbows, feeling an opening across the chest, I've arched my back into my first little back bend. Now, with our head in this position, being held by our hands, let's let the lower jaw come forward of the upper jaw. So give yourself an underbite. And then relax your face, release your hands, float your arms all the way down to the floor. Open up the heart, draw the ears back over the shoulders. So you might feel like you're sitting like a statue here a little bit, very upright. And then with that, we're going to turn the head to the right. Hopefully you're breathing through your nose with a relaxed face. And then inhaling through the middle and exhaling, we turn the other way. Let's come right back to the center. Fingertips are still on the floor. We're going to reach up with the arms, both arms, and exhale, float your arms back down again. Let's inhale and reach the arms up. Floating the arms back down again. Now this time, let's inhale, float the arms up. But as we exhale, we're going to twist to the right. Little gentle twist. We're not going to the edge, but we're going to let our head turn a little bit more. Keep your eyes open and let your eyeballs look right over your right shoulder. Now, as we release, let's open the arms up again. Take a breath through the center and exhale a baby twist to the left. So we're not going to the full twist that we can do right now because we're just warming up. So we're going to keep the chin level to the floor. Let your head turn. We've been warming up our neck a little bit. And then let your eyes look. Gaze over your left shoulder. Now we're going to let go of this. So come all the way back around, inhaling. And let's straighten out our legs. We'll circle the ankles. We'll circle the wrists at the same time. Hi, legs. Now we can say hi to our legs. And we're circling the other way. We're going to tap our legs. And then let's put a little space between them and let's tap the inner thigh line all the way down to your feet or close to your feet and then up the outer thigh line. So inner thigh line, outer thigh line. Let's do it again. Just waking up, saying hello to the connective tissue in our body. One more time. All the way down and all the way up. Now stepping those feet together a little bit. Here's your quadriceps right here, top of your thigh. Let's relax, or the front of your thigh. Let's relax our quadriceps. So relax your legs, relax your feet, relax. Take your hands to your kneecaps and we're going to circle our kneecaps. Someone yelled at quadriceps, so we'll massage there. The kneecaps, such a good feeling, at least for me it is. I love it, love it, love it. Some of you might have really tight kneecaps that aren't going very much. Some of you have loosey-goosey ones like I do. Let's circle the other direction. And then let's relax. Just notice the energy flowing. Hopefully you're feeling a lot of energy in your legs right now. Let's bend the knees and we're going to push up to squat. Now that is not easy for everybody to do, so if that doesn't work for you, drop your knees to one side, come to squat. Feet wide, toes turned out is a lot easier than squatting with your feet together. So you decide where you're going. Your calves might have something to say about it, right? We're going to keep upright here. We're going to take a couple breaths. Some of you are not able to access squat, so you're standing a little bit higher, almost in a chair. Make it an easy chair for now. And then we're going to stand up. So go ahead and use your legs to stand up, and then come back to your squat. So squat and rise pose. Strengthening our legs, we're going to stand up and back down. Let's do that one more time. We'll stop here, standing up. And then let's give it a shake. All right. Quads, here we come. Let's do our dancer pose today so that we can stretch our quads. So we'll start on the right foot, shift your weight to the right foot, come to your left big toe. We're about to take hold of that foot behind us. If you know that that doesn't work for you, if you can't get your foot, here's where you could wrap your strap around your ankle and then take hold of your strap if you know you can't get your ankle. For those of you who can get your ankle, go ahead and take it, or your foot. Point your knee to the floor. Keep your knees pressing to the midline. We'll bring the right arm right next to the ear. Stay here if you're happy here. If you want to go a little bit further, soften up the right knee, open up the heart, and lean forward. So your torso is approaching parallel. It's never going to be parallel. Approaching parallel to the floor. Keep your knee pressing in towards the midline. I like to keep my eyes down when I'm in this position. I actually prefer staying in this position. I get a better stretch here. Let's take another breath. And then let's release. All right. Regrouping, moving to your left foot, coming to your right big toe. These balancing postures take a great deal of concentration. That's why they're so great, because they keep us focused. They keep us in the present moment. If you are concentrating on balancing, it's very hard to be spending your time in the past or in the future. So we're going to bring the right foot into the hand, pointing the knee towards the floor. Maybe you're moving on. Maybe you're staying with me. We're all breathing. And then let's release. Hands to the heart. Let's have an interlude of some half-sun salutations. We'll inhale. Oh, get big. Exhale. Free as we move forward. Soft knees, head hangs halfway up. Breathe it in. Exhale, fold. And then up we come. With big arms. And exhale your hands to your heart. Let's get bigger this time. Inhale. We're taking up the whole room. Exhale. Folding over. Let's come part way up. Breathe it in. Exhale. Fold. Reach it up. Oh, exhale. I feel bigger already. I feel better already. Inhale. And exhale. Up we come, part way. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Breathe in, come up. And exhale your hands to your heart. Let's take the arms right back up next to our ears. We're going to sit down in our chair. So arms in the air, taking a breath as we exhale. We're going to sit in our chair and we're going to shift weight to our heels. I like to look down at my toes here. Some people like to look forward. It's really your choice, but we want to feel like we've got those muscles in our back turned on. Now from here, we're going to shift over to the left foot, and we're going to bring the right foot behind us. So you're on your big toe. And then let's move into Virabhadrasana 3. Point your toes to the floor. Arms can stay overhead. If that's too much for you, bring them out to T. Breathe. Let's come back to our chair. Now you know what we're doing. This is not easy. Shift to your right foot. Left foot comes back first. You could stay here if you want. Otherwise, we're coming to Warrior 3. Lift up your arms. Breathe. Point your toes to the floor, nice and strong. And then we'll come back, but this time all the way up. Let's swan dive. Over we go. Now let's hang here. Instead of coming back up, right now, let's give ourselves a little rest. Back to the neck. Let your head hang down so you feel your head pulling on your neck. Then let's take hold of our elbows, one in each hand, and let's do a rock from side to side with your shoulders being heavy and your arms being heavy. And then to the middle we come, releasing our arms. Bend your knees, stand up. Here we are again. We'll take a wide step. All right, so let's turn the toes out. And we'll do goddess pose. We'll come in and out of it a couple times. But what you're thinking about here is the four corners of your feet, and then your knees tracking over your feet, not in. So keep your knees wide. So when you bend your knees are coming out over your feet. Okay, that's what we want to concentrate on. We'll bring the arms here, so we'll start in five-pointed star. Take a breath as we exhale. Get your knees to bend out over your feet. Bend your arms at the same time, and then we'll inhale. And you can go as low as you want. You can stay up high. You can barely bend your knees. It's up to you. Tail drops straight down to the floor. Inhale. Hello, quads. Our very good friends, the quads. Here we go. And exhale. So your rear end is not sticking out. It's pointing down. Your tail is pointing down. All the way down. Now, the next time, we'll stay there. Let's stay in goddess pose. So here we are. Find a comfortable place. And then, because balance was called out, we'll come up to the balls of our feet. Woo! There's those quads happily serving us. Let's take another breath. And then inhale, five-pointed star. Let's bring our hands over our head and then hinge from our hip creases, hands to the floor or a block, point your toes forward. So now your feet are parallel to each other, just wide. We'll move back into our low back here. Keep your knees a little soft if you need to. Keep your left hand on the floor. Right arm is going to come up and overhead. So we'll wring out the low back a little bit here. Draw your shoulder back so it's not just your arm. Shoulders come back. Breathe. Look up. And then let's release. All right, hands on the floor or on a block. Feel the four corners of your feet, just out of curiosity. Pay attention there. Hey, have I let myself move to the pinky edges of my foot? Well, if that's a yes, then we come back to the big toe. We'll take a breath, and here we go. Left arm is going to lift. I'm going to keep my shoulder moving. So I'm drawing my shoulder back, looking up if it's comfortable. Breathing in, breathing out. Hello, inner thighs. And then let's unwind on an in-breath. We're going to turn the fingers around. So fingers are now pointing back. So we get that first little stretch in our forearms. Isn't that a lovely thing? So we'll hang out there. If you have trouble getting your hands to the floor, either bend your knees more or use something that will bring the floor up to you. And it doesn't have to be a block. It could be your chair. It could be a step stool. It could be whatever brings the floor up so that you can do this. So we've got our hands turned with the fingers pointing back. Let's turn our hands over for a moment. So you are looking at your palms and your thumbs are saying hello to each other. So we get to the other side of the forearm. We still want to feel like our spine is long. We've still got mountain pose alignment best we can. And then let's turn our hands over again, so that original position, and we're going to walk them back towards the back wall, and let your head hang straight down. So another opportunity for tractioning the cervical spine. Just let your head hang. Breathe. And then we're going to walk the hands out, eventually turn them around. Let's try something fun, shall we? Keep your legs where they are, walk your hands out, and allow yourself to come into a down dog with those very wide legs. And just see what that feels like. It's a different way to experience our downward facing dog. Kind of fun. Not too hard. Breathe in, breathe out. Enjoy the clear view through your legs there. You can see the back wall, no problem. Spread your fingers, let your hands work, let your arms work. And then we're going to walk our feet together, heel toe, heel toe. And now we're in our regular old down dog that we know and love. Let's come down to our knees from here. Slide your hands under your shoulders, and let's do a little round of cat-cow. Let's draw our shoulders away from our ears here. So find your mountain alignment. Give that little bit of a lift through the belly. Take a breath. Exhale, we'll round it up into cat stretch. And as we inhale, we're going to go the other way. So we're flowing with our breath again. Your breath is your best friend right now, really all the time, but especially right now, setting the pace for your adventure together. Take another breath. Let that breath go in cat, and then find your way to your neutral table. Balance is on the menu today. Let's extend the left leg behind us, point your toes to the floor. Little lift through the abdominals so we're not sinking, we're not sagging. We want to have some firmness there. When and if you're ready, the right arm will lift right next to your ear if you can get it there. If that's not possible for you, there are other places you can put your arm, right? So I know some of you have trouble with the arm over the head position. That's fine. We're gazing down, taking a breath. Let's put the hand down and just sink the toes into the earth and press back into your heel. We'll treat our calves to a little stretch. And then the knee comes under and the right leg will extend. You can always keep your toe on the floor too as an option. There's always benefits wherever you land up or land, wherever you land up. And you choose the place that's best for you. We get to choose. So the left arm is next to the ear. I'm going to try to keep it lifted next to my ear. But there might be another position that works better for you. You decide. Breathe in, breathe out. Feel strong in this posture. You are strong. Your body is strong. Let's put the hand down, float the toes to the floor, press back. And then we'll pull the knee underneath. Let's sit down and free up our legs. All right, we're going to go back into the quads. So let's bring the right leg next to us and come to the top of your foot if you can get there. And then we'll bend the left knee and put a little space between our legs. Lean back on your hands. We'll stretch our quad here. If that's not possible for you, for whatever reason, come down on your left arm and reach back, take your foot, and take your quad stretch that way. If this is super easy for you to be here, then you might want to travel backward, either on your forearms or on a pillow, block, whatever you choose to get that stretch that you need for your leg. Big breaths. And then we're going to release, bring the leg back out, and go to the other side. So left leg, top of the foot is usually preferable to the side of the foot, space between your legs, bending the right knee, and then going backwards to the place that feels the best for you for getting the stretch in your quads. Ah, what a beautiful feeling. Let's breathe into it. Let's appreciate it and feel grateful for these big muscles of our legs. And then we're going to let go of that. Bring the soles of the feet together. At this point, sitting on a pillow might be an option for you. Let's find our sitting bones under there somewhere. Soles of the feet to the floor. We're going to press our knees towards the floor. Kind of activate here some muscle energy to get those knees down to the floor. We're sitting up tall in our mountain alignment or staff alignment, Dandasana. This is Baddha Konasana. And then let's relax. Let's just let all that tension go from your hips. Slide your feet a little bit further away. We're going to slide the left arm under the left leg and the right arm under the right leg. And then this is not for everybody. Okay, so this is going to round your back a little bit more. This is called tortoise pose, letting your chin round down. If you don't like the way that feels or you're trying to keep your spine longer, hold on to your ankles, put your elbows on your knees, and lengthen out over your feet. So if you're concerned about your low back, you've got some vulnerability there, this is a better place for you. Hello, low back. Let's breathe into the low back. Take your next breath right there, like a direct shot right into your low back. And then let's release the stretch. We're going to sit back, bring the knees together, hold on to your knees, and lift your feet up. So here we are. We're sitting on our sacrum, essentially, with our feet lifted off the floor. Lift up through your heart. So you're sitting with your mountain alignment best you can. Then let's let go, if you want to, and we'll straighten one leg and bend it, and straighten the other leg and bend it. We're going to do that a little bit. You could also hold on behind your knees, or if you need to, you could put your hands on the floor. Another balance. Our abdominals have to help us here a lot, don't they? That's okay. They like to work too. Let's do one more each side. And then let's sit up, cross the legs any way you want. Let's do a circle around and just release the tension through the middle of the body. Whew, easy does it. We're not trying too hard here. I'm going to let my body go a little bit floppy here. I'm going to be floppy yoga girl here. And then we'll circle the other way. Just get loose. We'll come up from here, but then we're going to dive back over our legs. So that forward bend to your hands or forearms, your forehead, your block, wherever you can get. You choose. It's always about what feels best in your body. Big breaths in, long breaths out. Let's release the stretch. Come up, change the cross of your legs. And let's float back down again. So this takes us into our hips. It takes us into our low back. Takes us into our leg. And then let's release. And let's come up. We'll free the legs out in front of us. Let's take your strap, if you've got one, or whatever you've got. Let's take our block or your book or whatever is hard, and we'll lift your head up just a few inches off the floor. And we're going to take those with us to the floor. So I'm just going to rock myself to the floor today. pull your knees to your chest. We'll start here, just letting our back get used to being on the ground and supported. Let the muscles of your back relax as best you can. Let your shoulders drop towards the floor as best you can. And then let's release the left foot. So we've got the right knee here. We're going to take the strap, scarf, tie, towel, and wrap it around your right foot. I've got it around the ball of my foot. And I got one end of my scarf in each hand. I'm going to slide my elbows to the floor. And when I slide my elbows to the floor, I can relax better through the upper body and through the neck. And I'm just going to use my hands to pull my leg in just a little bit closer. So I want to stretch the back of my leg. Softening up your knee is an option, but it won't be as strong a stretch. The strap is helping us keep our foot flexed so that we can stretch our calf as well. Don't try to push into the strap, just let your foot relax. And then we'll put the strap in the right hand, both ends. Hips are staying right where they are. We're going to let the leg drop to the right. My leg is not coming to the floor. It's hanging out there. If I lift my other hip up, sure, I can get it to the floor, but that's not what I'm trying to do. So keep your hips glued to the floor. And then we'll draw the leg back to the center, and then let's bend that leg a lot as if we're going into happy baby pose. I'll have to work up my strap a little bit. I'm going to keep my strap. You don't have to. You could hold onto your foot if you prefer. And then we're going to release that and cross your right leg right over your left thigh. We'll lift up the foot, pass the right hand through, and let's take our stretch here. Both hands joining around the left shin. Beautiful. Try to keep your shoulders, neck, and jaw soft as possible. And then we're going to let go of that. Instead of uncrossing, we're going to cross all the way over now. Thighs are touching, arms slide to T. Let's release the knees to the left. And let's turn the head to the right. Nothing is being forced. We land where we land. Breathe deeply into your body and relax. Let's bring the knees through the middle, keep them crossed. Over to the right side we go. This is especially just relax into its situation, so we're not going to force anything. We're not trying to get anywhere. Shoulders are on the floor. And then back to the middle we come and uncross. We're going to straighten the pelvis. And we're going to see how many things Leslie can remember from what we just did And we'll go to the other side. So the strap is around the left foot. My leg is straight. I've got one end of the strap in each hand. Let's get the elbows down on the ground. We'll pull the leg closer. If you want to straighten out your right leg, feel free to do that. I'm keeping mine bent the whole time. Now let's put the strap in the left hand, both ends. And the leg starts to travel to the left. I've got a wall here that's stopping me, but I'm going to move. There we go. But not all the way to the floor. Let's come back to the middle. We'll bend the knee a lot. Let it drop out beside you. Let your elbow drop to the floor. Ooh, and breathe into your beautiful hamstrings. Relax your foot. And then let's remove the strap, but take the leg across your right thigh. Lifting up the right foot, the left hand is going to come through, and right and left are joining around the shin or under the knee, or you're using your strap again if you need to. Let's now release the knee, cross the leg all the way over so your thighs are touching. Arms are going to slide to T, and we'll release the knees to the right. So I'm keeping my left shoulder on the floor here. That's where my foundation starts. The twist goes this way, from the top to the bottom. Now the knees come through the middle, still crossed if possible, and over to the left. Let's come back through the middle, uncross the legs, and we're going to straighten the pelvis and straighten the legs. Let's let our arms come up over our head. Walk your feet to the right without lifting your hips off the floor. Slide your shoulders and arms to the right without lifting your shoulders off the floor. Take hold of your left wrist with your right hand, and here is our lateral bend for the day. Opening up the space in the left side. So our awareness moves to the left. Our breath moves to the left. And then we'll go to the other side. So let go of your wrist. Slide through the middle over to the left. Hips are anchored. Shoulders are anchored. But we're going to slide over to the left. So shoulders and arms Take hold of your right wrist with your left hand. And breathe into the beautiful right side of your body. And then we're going to let go of that. Slide back through the middle. Take your block or whatever you have to use as your block, and let's put it right under the head. It's like a little pillow, a hard little pillow. And we're going to let the head rock side to side. So let your head be heavy. Should fall right on the ridge at the base of your skull. Massaging all of the little muscle attachments there. We hardly ever think about the muscles in our head. I mean, if you're like me, I hardly ever think about the muscles in my head. Think about your biceps, your triceps, your quadriceps, the big ones, right? But the little ones are so important too. Back and forth. And then let's move the block out. And let's take our fingers, since we're talking about the little muscles on our head, and let's give ourselves like a shampoo, like you're shampooing your head with your fingers. So little movement through the different places of your scalp with your fingertips. Give yourself that nice shampoo. Maybe I can straighten my hair up after all. All over, everywhere you can get. Hello, muscles of my head. Hello, hair follicles. And then let's release and let's feel the energy that moves through that part of the body. We've got connective tissue everywhere, and the energy flows everywhere. Let's move into relaxation. We're practically there already anyway. Shavasana or constructive rest or wherever you like to be for these last few moments. Just softening into it. Giving ourselves the gift of relaxation. The gift of the present moment, following the breath. Following the sensation in your body. Releasing the need to judge or name or control. And experience what it's like in this moment to just be. We'll deepen the breath again. And let loose the fingers and toes. Let your head turn. And then bending one knee and then the other, we'll roll to the right side and just take a moment here and hopefully this very peaceful fetal position, feeling calm and relaxed, present, quiet. Hopefully some of those feelings have come over you. Feel the energy flowing through your body. Feel the breath flowing through everything, and let's feel grateful for our bodies. And meet them with kindness and compassion. Feel grateful for the breath. And for this practice, which allows us to practice being in the present moment. And then let's push ourselves up. We'll use our hands to come up. Let's bring our hands together in front of the heart center as we close our practice together. Here, honor yourself for who you are, just as you are, just as you were intended to be. We honor each other in the same way. We honor all people and all the creatures of the earth. We honor this earth and feel gratitude for the many gifts that we enjoy in abundance every day. We feel our connection to each other, to all people, to all beings, to all things on earth. And let's share our voices in that sound of connection and the sound of the rain and the sound of Om, taking a deep breath together. May peace, joy, love, compassion, and gratitude fill your heart today and every day to overflowing. Namaste. And thank you, everybody, for being my guest here today. Let's have an affirmation. It's always good to leave class and head out there in the world with a positive thought. This one says, my life is a mirror. The people in my life are really mirrors of me. This affords me the opportunity to grow and change. That's what my hair looks like even right there. This guy's, right? Right in the mirror. All right. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful week. Let me know if you're interested in going to Costa Rica next February. It'll be cold here then. Remember that.
Thank you.
Remember
Okay,
how
thanks.
we
That was great.
remember how we feel in February.
Happy. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.